Hello my friends, welcome to another episode of Warhammer 40,000 Inquisitor Martyr. My name is Wilfred. So in this video I'd like to showcase to you my Psyker playing the Season 7 meditative Void Crusade, but not just any Void Crusade. In fact, this is something that I've not done before in any of my gameplay or any of my seasons. I'm doing a hardcore Void Crusade, maledictive as well, so it's harder due to the season mechanic, and also I have to complete mastering it, meaning that I got all the keys and all the info-fragment, and must be below 75 minutes so I can get 3 of the season objective done in one shot. I think the harder one is really the info-fragment under 75 minutes, and in fact my Psyker has done really well. I managed to get it just over 40 minutes, so I'm really happy about the end result, and I think in my future seasons I can attempt to do that as well, because I always thought that you have to do an info-fragment run, which is to make sure that you get all the info-fragment within a certain time limit, which is then 5 minutes on game timer. And usually a Void Crusade, if you take your time a little bit, it may take up to 1.5 hours or 2 hours. So yeah, I'm really happy that it turns out right. And in this Supreme Mission, by the way, Supreme Mission is the last of the entire Void Crusade, so it could be 25 or mission that chain together. You don't have to do it in one setting, but you can just progress according to the path as well. I've got 3 options for my Supreme Mission. I picked the hardest one because I think the hardest one should give me the best reward and outcome. So my Psyker was level 87, and the Void Crusade, Maledictive Void Crusade, was 98. So in essence, I'm 11. I mean, the Void Crusade is 11 level above me, and it's quite incredible. Consider the fact that I'm still leveling up. It's not 90 yet. And if you look at my gear at the end of the video, my gear is there about 50, 60, item level 50, 60-ish. Some of them is 80 plus, but it's really a mix of all these item level, and to achieve the outcome, I'm really happy about it. I mean, the Supreme Mission probably took there about 8 or 9 minutes, but overall I think it's a very good outcome. It was really tough as well, because the enemies are harder with the tarot card as well, not just the item, not just the level of the enemies, but also the affixes that I've picked in order to up the difficulties and the reward as well. So yeah, I mean, overall I'm very happy with the outcome. I think the Psyker is getting really strong. I have confidence that at the end game I can do a little bit more exciting thing with this build that I tweaked from a couple of seasons ago. So once I get to the end game, once I get to 90, 100, and I got really nice kind of gear and so on, I'll share that my build with you. But meanwhile, I mean, if you do want to ask any question on my Psyker, happy to answer any question that you may have as well. And I think now of course, how did I do that in just about 40 minutes, 40 odd minutes to completely master a hardcore one life only Void Crusade? Well, I mean, there aren't really secret. These are all open secret. The timer would start when you teleport into the dungeon and then or mission, and it will stop when you achieve all the mission objectives. So what I have done is to complete the objective first, and not to focus too much on the loot or on the chest and so on, and I can always come back to all this loot and chest and get all this silver for this maledictive as well. So I mean, that is the number one. You don't have to loot everything. You just have to complete the mission objective as soon as you can, especially some of these are like sabotage. You just need to destroy 3 objects that cut across the map. Yeah, so that was one of the key kind of open secret of how to do it. If your character have some teleport skill like mine, Psyker, of course you get a lot easier, because I could just teleport across the the map. But of course, you have to be really tanky in order to take on aggro so many mobs that zoom in onto you. For some other character, I do find a little bit difficult, but for Psyker, seems to me that my Psyker is getting really strong. The third kind of like tips is really the Void Crusade itself. Usually, when it comes to info-fragment run, meaning that you try to achieve it within 75 minutes on game timer, people, even I recommend the Viridian or some of the other easiest kind of dungeon. But I found that Ebony is probably one of the best to do it, because there aren't really that many purge mission. Purge mission usually is one of the longest one to complete. Missions like hunt, like sabotage, like even the Nurgle kind of like infestation, demonic kind of like incursion. Those are easy one. Even data. I mean, the one that you look for data is also pretty easy as well. The harder one really is the bunker, or like this supreme mission, because you have to silence 3 guns and then go to a bunker and destroy the bunker. So that is usually the longer run. Another longer one, of course, is the purge, because you have to take down each and every enemy. But other than that, I think majority of the mission, if your character can teleport well, that is quite a simple task. No too much difficulties. And now, of course, knowing that my objective is to get all the info fragment before the 75-minute timer, I've chose, I mean, the tarot card that I choose are not that high level per se, and except this very last mission. Usually I pick just 2 level above me, just to get the mission going quick for the timer. But of course, after this info fragment run is completed, after all this hardcore objective and mastering is completed, then I'll go back to my usual one and try to ramp up the difficulties of the remaining mission to be as high difficulties as I can, to get more higher item level loot. So that's usually how I play, and I'll gladly stick back to that kind of like approach, I would say. Actually, after the mission completion in this supreme mission, I've stayed on. There's a lot more kind of like elite encounter, but I'm not going to show in this video, otherwise it get a little bit long, because the other elite are equally as tough compared to, say, the 3 guns and 1 bunker group of elites. But yeah, I mean, that was good fun. I mean, there was 2 other smoldering chests for this season within the map itself, so it's really relevant to my build. In fact, I had so much loot that I had to drop some, because I can't carry so many loot. But yeah, I mean, that was a really fun experience. I didn't know that I could do it. I thought I've got 3 options. Maybe I just do one of the hardest for the cameras, and so I did it. So I'm happy. I haven't really looked through a loot yet, to be honest. I'm really happy that I got 3 objectives all done up, and the from now till the end of the season, at least season journey objective, I still need to do another 6 more Void Crusade types, because I've done 3 of them. I think I've done the Ebony, Ivory, and 1 more. I can't remember what it was. So I did 3, and I need to do another, I think, 6 more types. Some of them could be really hard, like Crimson, as well as the Azure. Azure is probably one of the hardest for my Psyker, because the boss has a really high XP as well. With the maledictive affixes, I'm not sure whether I can do it or not, but we will see how that goes. I've done the hardcore already, so I don't need to do any more hardcore Void Crusade, although the loot are supposed to be better as well. I still need to do I've done the Toxic Maledictive Void Crusade twice. I've done one of the Smoldering, which is Fire Void Crusade, Maledictive one. So I need to do 1 more on the Warp Bound. There's a purple one. I think I just need to pick one from the Void Crusade, kind of like Void Crusade that has that maledictive marker. I think the marker only stay, they have 24 hours to refresh, so by right you can't do more than 3 Void Crusades per day, but I don't know, I highly doubt anyone would like to do so many of them. So anyway, thank you for watching, and I'll give you more updates as I progress further into the season, and I hope you enjoy this game as well. I would say that this game is a rare jam. I really do enjoy playing this game as an ARPG. It's a sandbox, so you don't have to follow builds, you don't have to follow what is the most efficient way of doing things. Just find out what the most fun thing you can do and stick with it and just have fun with it. Alright, okay, thank you for watching, and I'll talk to you again soon. Goodbye.